Have you guys ever wondered who has the biggest base on Scorched Earth? Because I was wondering the other day, I was thinking about it, and I was like, who could I ask that will give me the correct information about the biggest bases on Scorched Earth? Alright, I'm thinking to myself. And there's only a couple people that would probably know, do their research, but there's people that run the game. And those people know that we, Sucker Punch, have the biggest base on any Scorched Earth server. So, as I am hearing this news, I think to myself, well, we do have good amounts of bases, so why not make a video on all our bases? Like, why not show everyone that we are the biggest tribe in ARK right now, especially since we have the biggest Scorched Earth. And you guys are thinking, yeah, okay, you guys might have this biggest Scorched Earth, and most of you guys probably think that no, we don't. But you'll be seeing our bases. And let's get back to why we're the biggest tribe in ARK. Well, technically, you can't really be the biggest tribe in ARK itself unless you own and control every bit and piece of ARK. But since we have a Scorched Earth server where we have so many resources, we can pretty much go to any server and destroy anyone we wanted at any given time and day. We would just have to go there for a couple days and build up. If we really wanted to, we could destroy probably any server besides the servers that are complete and utter control, which most likely the hackers and the glitchers are on, which they just take over the server, box everyone in, you can't spawn in or out. Yes, maybe we can't take over the biggest overpowered tribe in ARK and their massively built base that took them over years and years. Well, the game's been out for what, a year? So we probably wouldn't be able to take out that base. To be realistic though, do you guys really think a base would be able to stand for a year? I mean, unless you are a hacker or a glitcher or a duplicator, there's no way your base would be able to stand for so long without you having a upper hand on everyone on the server. Well, let's forget about raids for right now. We got to talk about our bases right now. So if you guys saw in the clips I've been showing you, the bases are fairly huge, mainly made out of metal. The only ones that aren't made out of metal, those are Adobe, because we mainly use those for either storage or whatever we don't really care for. If we want to store something good, we're going to cover it in metal and devour it or engulf it, more like in turns, so that if you guys try to raid us one day, and most people won't ever try because they are going to be able to see how big our bases are. And if you guys don't understand or comprehend how big our bases are, I mean, if you guys have ever played on Scorched Earth, you know that these bases are fairly huge for being up. Scorched Earth has been up for how long? It's been around, what, 2 months of Scorched Earth being able to been playing. So if you guys have a bigger base or bigger bases than my tribe, because I'm not talking about just one base. If we wanted to just concentrate all our focus on one base, I'm sure it'd be really massive if we put all the building materials into one base. But we didn't want to do that because these are people's individual bases you're seeing, and we only have one main base, and that's the base I showed you in the beginning. But this is what I'm showing right here is why we are one of the biggest tribes in ARK, if not the biggest, because of course you have DVS and you have the China #1 tribe that takes over any server they want with their duplicating and hacking abilities, where they can shoot through walls and go underground and just hide all their stuff in a vault where you can't even touch it unless the dev comes on. But if you guys are aware of these people, you guys know that they are the biggest and the baddest people in ARK right now. But also people know that Sucker Punch is probably one of them, because we go to many servers and rampage many people, and I guarantee if you go on to at least 1 out of 10 servers, they know at least one of us, because we did a lot of stuff before we were Sucker Punch, and we were big before we were Sucker Punch. We got wiped by Chinese, and now we're back up again. We're up there, higher than before actually, as I'm thinking. And yes, DVS did help us sometimes here and there with their leaders and whatnot, but we mainly did all this by ourselves. Hell, none of the DVS people helped us farm, and we don't help them farm. It's just the way we work. We don't help each other farm, we just help each other raid if we need to, and most of the time we do not. We haven't used their help for quite a while now. And just let you guys know that DVS is a very good tribe. I'm gonna leave a link of one of their members in the bottom description below, and I'm gonna you guys just can see how big and bad their guys' bases are. And they are unofficial mainly. They own the biggest server in ARK, which is obviously server number 1. We, personally, I was in a tribe with server number 2 was the biggest tribe until Chinese took it over, of course. And now Chinese run. And no, I'm not referring to Chinese people as the Chinese people. I'm talking about China number 1 people that are the main groups and hackers of all of ARK. They mainly take over ARK. They actually have a very good control on ARK actually right now. I can say they own a couple servers right now, and that's probably the least of what they accomplished during ARK. They probably destroyed countless servers. They just couldn't take them over full. And for the servers that have faced China number 1 or any other big griefer group such as yours truly, I resent you on handling those hackers if you have defended yourself, because most of the time if they attack you, you will probably end up without a tribe or without a base. Somehow, in some way, they will most likely destroy you or hurt your tribe mates well enough that they leave, so you will leave because it's boring and people raid you because you're the only one in the tribe. And yeah, that's what griefers do, man. It's a hard life out there. It's a hard knock life. And sorry for like all this right now. I don't have a video for you guys because there's just no way. There's not one possible way that I can record this. I've thought about it. I was like, okay, what about if I record frame by frame by frame? That would be crazy. I think my computer would crash by the time I would be able to record all the bases. It would probably crash by the first base or by even the dragon pins. And if you guys seen my raids, obviously that my computer's not the best for ARK because ARK is very, very not optimized. It's very hard to run this game. I can run any other game on high or maybe even epic, but this game is very difficult. And you guys are probably wondering, well, what is all this information you need to know? Well, I'm just explaining to you guys how the biggest tribe in the ARK is going to be created. Yes, that might come off very cocky and like, oh, he thinks he has the biggest tribe in ARK. Well, I honestly think we do have one of the biggest. I'm not saying the biggest, but we'll get there one day. And this has nothing to do with my tribe mates. I didn't get any permission from my tribe mates to record their bases, so I didn't record the inside of the bases, so I didn't want to like invade their privacy. So sorry if you guys wanted to see inside their bases. Maybe I can get their sign off to get inside their bases. I don't know. Well, and thank you guys for watching the video. I will see you in the next raid.